Hello everyone. Today we will learn operations of OLAP server. There are 5 OLAP operations. Each OLAP operation is performed on the data cubes. The 5 OLAP operations are rollup or consolidation, drill down, slice, dice, pivot or rotate. So let's understand with the first. The first is a rollup or a consolidation. Rollup is a dimension reduction technique on the given data cube. Rollup is used to summarize the data. Dimension reduction can be done by combining similar dimension across any axis of data cubes using a notation of concept hierarchy. Let's understand with the example. Suppose we have data of one sales company. There are 4 companies C1, C2, C3 and C4. Data is a quarter wise. It has a product category of men's, women's, electronics and home. Out of 4 companies, 2 companies C1 and C2 are Indian companies and C3 and C4 are the American companies. So if we want to perform the roll-up operation on the given data cube, we can do it by combining the Indian companies together and American companies together. So let's understand with the figure. So suppose if we want to apply the roll-up operation on the companies. So we know that C1 and C2 companies are the Indian and C3 and C4 are American. So in this example, we roll up location from companies to countries. So in the output, C1 and C2 combines as a Indian companies and C3 and C4 combined as a American companies. So in roll-up operation, we have summarized the data, or we can say that we are moving data into the higher dimensions. The next is a drill down operation. Drill down is the opposite of roll-up. In drill down, we are going into the more detailed data. Drill down is a dimension expansion technique that can be applied on the data cube. Dimension expansion means adding a new dimension or expanding the existing dimension across any of the data cube using the notation of concept hierarchy. So let's understand it with the example. Suppose we have the 4 companies C1, C2, C3, C4. C1, C2 are the Indian, C3, C4 are the American companies. Product category is a men's, women's, electronics and home. And if we want to perform a drill down operation on a given data cube, we can do it by expanding the available existing shopping categories. So we all know that the men's can be divided into the another category like clothing and footwear. Women's can also be divided into the clothing and footwear. Home categories categorized into the appliances and decor, and electronics are categorized into the mobile and camera. So in the drill down, we are going more deeper. So let's understand with the figure. So suppose as per the figure, we can see that we have 4 company: men, women, home and electronics. And after the drill down operation, we can categorize men and women into the clothing and footwear, home into the decor and appliances, and electronics into the mobile and camera. So here our data gets more bigger, or we are expanding our data. So this is the drill down operation. Next is the slice operation. So as per the name suggests, we are cutting one slice from the data cube. Suppose we have a square cake and we are cutting a square slice with the help of knife. So this operation becomes slice operation. Same way we are doing a slice operation on the data cube. So performing slice operation, a single dimension of the data cube can be extracted out from the new cube. Similarly, more than one dimension can also be extracted out from same data cube as required. So let's understand with the example. The data is same. C1, C2, C3, C4 are the companies. C1, C2 are the Indian. C3, C4 are the American companies. And the product category is men's, women's, electronics, and home. Now I want to perform the slice operation, so I just cut one slice of the data, and that one slice is become the output. So from figure we can understand that we slice or cut the 2-dimension from whole data cube, because our data cube is of 3-dimension, but after the slicing operation we have only the 2-dimension, and here we have a 2-dimension which is a quarter and the shopping category. So we want to convert our data from 3-dimension to 2-dimension, then we can use slice operation. Next is the dice operation. For the dice operation, a subcube can be generated by selecting 2 or more than 2 dimensions from the data cube. Dice operation generates the subcube from the data cube. It maintains all the dimensions. So let's understand with the example. We have 3-dimensional data, and this data is very big, but from that I want some of the data or some particular cube. Then we can perform the dice operation. Dice operation cut the data from data cube. Dice operation cut the small data from the data cube. So the resultant cube maintains all the dimensions. So in our example, the 3-dimensional quarter, shopping category, and companies is maintained. So we can compare this dice operation with real life example. Suppose we have a square cake and we are cutting it with the 2, then it generates one square cube. So it is a sub part of that cake. So here same as dice operation generates the subcube of main data cube. Next is a pivot operation. Rotation of data cube's orientation to check for its other data views is known as the pivot operation. Pivot operation provides an alternate views of data available to the users. Pivot technique is used for visualization of data. This operation rotates the data axis to give the another presentation of data. So let's understand with example. So we have a 2-dimensional data which has a 2-dimension shopping category and sales. So to achieve the pivot operation or to perform the pivot operation, we are just moving our data to the 90-degree angle. So after that it generates the another view of the same data. So here on the x-axis we have a sales per quarter dimension, and on the y-axis shopping category is there. But after the pivot operation, on the x-axis the dimension is a shopping category, and on the y-axis the dimension is the sales per quarter. So this is the pivot operation. There are other 2 OLAP operation, which is a drill across and drill through. So the first is drill across. This technique is used when there is need to execute query involving more than one fact table. So if we have more than one tables and we have to perform a query which involves that multiple tables, then we are perform the drill across operation. And in drill through, this technique uses the relational SQL facilities to drill through the bottom level of the data cube. So the drill through operation provides the SQL facilities to access the data from the data cubes. So this is all about the OLAP operations. From next lecture we'll learn OLAP models. Thank you so much for listening.